Hey, thanks for joining me today. My name is Grandmaster Stephen Steele, and I am the founder and master instructor at Krav Maga Martial Arts. I'm a seventh-degree black belt, an MBA, and an author. But most of all, I am a busy parent who's dedicated to success in preparing my children to live a happy, healthy, and successful life. And I share that with you because I think that you are the same. I think that you have come to this place to get the seven secrets to raising children with a healthy self-esteem because you are a busy professional or a business person or a stay-at-home mom, whoever you are, but you want the very, very best for your children. And perhaps like me, you did not have the perfect role models in childhood of how to raise a child that had a healthy self-esteem and confidence, but now you find yourself in this all important parenting position, because of all the roles and goals that I have in life, and as busy as I am, and as serious as I am about those roles and goals and mission. There's no mission more important than raising up a child in the way it should go. And my job of fathering my three boys is one of my most important. And listen, the way that we do this, is we deliver a thing called Black Belt Leadership Excellence that really means the skills, habits, attitudes, and attributes that create a happy, healthy, confident, successful life, which is what we want for all of our children. And I wrote a book called Developing Your Superpowers, where we talk about the types of attributes and attitudes that people need. And the superpowers are focus and respect, discipline, confidence, gratitude, vision, and discovering and developing the unique gifts and calling that God placed upon our lives. But, how did I come to know all of that stuff? I didn't. I already alluded to the fact that I myself was a child with low self-esteem. And truth is, through much of my even adult life, I still struggled with whether I was good enough. But I joined the Army at 17 years old. I turned 18 on a mountain in Honduras. I had some great mentors and some great experiences, some great challenges in the military that began to grow me to a different place. I was blessed with an Army Green to Gold scholarship, and I got to. We were poor. I was poor, very poor. Little pig farm we had, and there's some good lessons there about hard work. But I never thought I would go to college, nor did my father. But I won an Army Green to Gold scholarship and did. The Army paid my way through college, and so I got that great experience and that great opportunity. I went back in the military as an officer. Actually got to begin my leadership journey in 1992 when I began as a second lieutenant with the 3rd Infantry Division in Germany. And I grew up more there. I spent next decade or so learning and growing through that. And through all of this, my first black belt was in 1986, and I've done martial arts for 40 years now, and I've accumulated lots of knowledge there. So through my martial arts training, through my military growing up and my military leadership training, through my academic training, through hundreds of books and thousands of hours listening to people on audios and videos and live events, and all of these things to develop my skill as a leader, to grow into a place where I could have this academy and write this book on developing Black Belt Leadership Academy. I did the work, I learned it, and I earned it. And most of all, the strong desire that has been a purpose and passion in my life has been to raise up kids that are happy and healthy and confident with a strong self-esteem, that know that they're worthy and know that they're able and know that they can accomplish great things in life. And so that's what we're here to talk about today, right? I'm going to give you one of the superpowers is confidence. And there are core results to creating confidence as well. And, these include mental and physical fitness. These include, in my academy, these include self-defense, the ability to walk the earth in peace, knowing that one can defend themselves if they should need to. Um, and public speaking is something else that we work here. And we have a whole empowerment process where we, empower children with leadership and winning attitudes and attributes. But today specifically, we're talking about self-esteem. And I believe that there are 7 secrets to developing healthy self-esteem in a child. And feel free to take notes here on this one pager. Any kind of notes that you like from what I'm saying, or that sometimes I know when I'm listening to somebody, it just spurs a thought for myself. In fact, I would challenge you, in addition to the notes that you take from me, to spend some extra time afterwards just saying, okay, what's the most important thing that I need to do to help ensure that I am helping develop my children with a healthy self-esteem. So, and by the way, this is, well, I'm going to share the secrets with you today. And I really, really believe that these things will positively affect your life, make a significant difference for you and help you, but more importantly, help you help them, help you prepare your kids and help them truly to know that they deserve and are capable of creating an amazing life for themselves. This is really what self-esteem is all about. I'm going to share the 7 secrets, and I just wanted to let you know that this isn't a one-time thing, right? This is a lifetime process and pursuit. And the truth is, I'm still working on it too. I have 3 great sons who all grew up here in my martial arts academy, and my oldest is 21, and he's a 4th degree black belt who exudes the focus, respect, discipline, confidence, gratitude, and vision that I teach about in the book. He is the real deal. And, so I feel good. I feel like, okay, there is, like all of my black belts, he's walking success story of what this can do. And my middle son, by the way, he's also, even though he works here with me in the dojo helping empower other kids, he's also studying cybersecurity. He's in his 3rd year of college, and he's going to go off into a successful career in that. And my middle son, who is studying engineering and is also a 4th degree black belt and is in the Army Reserves, amazing young man. And my youngest son, who is just turned 17 years old and is also doing so amazing in so many ways. I am still sowing into him. Well, really, I'm still sowing into all of them. And after all, that is, that's the job of a father, to continue to sow into our children for the rest of their lives and be there for them in the way that they need at that time throughout the different phases of their life. And so the 7 secrets that I'm going to share with you today, I want to encourage you that they work wherever your child is in that process, right? The law of the process says that excellence happens daily, but not in a day. And that applies to our children in their development, and applies to us in our attempts to be the best possible parents that we can be for them. Okay, now on to the 7 secrets of self-esteem. So take notes. Number 1 is that we do want to encourage our kids in the traditional sense of the way of developing self-esteem. And what I mean is we have to praise them often, encourage them, let them know that they are worthy and that they have real intrinsic value. We have to provide to them unconditional love. And we have to let them know that they deserve to be happy and they deserve to accomplish great things. And yes, as I said, this comes from lots of encouragement, lots of positive reinforcement, lots of praise. I also believe that most importantly, we need to let them know whose they are. Remind them that they have a father and mother that love them dearly. And if you're a person of faith, as I am, let them know that they're God's creation and that they have amazing worth just in that. As the old saying went, God don't make no junk, right? So step 1 is developing self-esteem in this way. Lots of praise, lots of love, lots of encouragement, lots of positive reinforcement of the things that your children are doing right. And even as I say these things, though, I know that there are some of you that are sitting there thinking, yeah, but our generation went a little too far in this thing. There's kids running around with trophies that didn't earn the trophies. Which brings us to secret number 2. I believe that as much as we need to teach our children that they are worthy and that they have value and that they deserve great things, we also have to teach them that they are able. And by this, I mean, we have to actually grow them with the skills and the attitudes and the attributes. We have to train them in the things that they need to be truly successful. When your children are young, you have to, and their whole life, but I'm saying you have to start young in trusting them. Let them try hard things. I do believe that our society has perhaps swung a little too far towards coddling and overprotecting our kids, right? Like, the kids need to be challenged. They need to try things that they don't know how to do. They need to, but first we need to embrace struggle. We need to embrace struggle for ourselves, and we need to teach them to embrace struggle. We need to make our children understand, and not just through word, but through deed, right? Through trials and accomplishment, that failure is an inevitable part of ultimate success. That indeed we never actually fail, because we either succeed at whatever we tried or we learn. And that's what we have to teach them to do. And then through setting them up with a series of real trials and real accomplishments, like we do here in the dojo on the path to black belt. But you can do this at home with your children. Siri wants to say something about this. You can do this at home with your children, right? So the point is, secret 1, let them know how much you love them. Let them know how worthy, valuable, and great that they are. Number 2, teach them how to try hard things, how to create accomplishment, how to become the people and the persons that, yes, are worthy and valuable and deserve great things, but also that have the skills and attitudes and attributes to actually go out and get those great things. Secret number 3 comes from the law of association, and that is that our children need to belong to a great tribe. And in other words, they need to have a safe, happy, and healthy and encouraging home life. But they also have to be around other people that give them that positive reinforcement, that have positive mental attitude and encouragement, and that also will help them develop these other things. One of the great prides, once again, that I take in my academy at Krav Maga Martial Arts is that we are that kind of tribe, right? We are a group of many fathers and mothers and families and professionals and people, students and teachers that together are committed to learning and growing and becoming better. And when there is a tribe like that, and when your children get to be part of a tribe like that, they learn through the law of association what it's like to win, what it's like to strive to be better, what it's like to have a group of people that will encourage you when it's hard, to have a group of people that will, at the same time as they're positive and encouraging and motivating, are also challenging you to a bigger, better, stronger version of yourself. And obviously I could take any one of these secrets and spend a lot of time writing and reading and teaching on them. And as a matter of fact, I do. But for the purposes of this particular one-pager, let's keep going. The 4th one is boundaries. And that is that I believe a very, very important part of a healthy self-esteem for people, not just for kids, but it's our job to raise these little people, is that they must know first how to set and protect their own boundaries, of space and time and other things, but also how to respect other people's, right? Like, this is an important part of becoming a healthy, productive adult, and of protecting their own self-esteem, right? Number 5 is leadership, and leadership is while it's the biggest thing that I teach in my dojo. We're a leadership development academy that also happens to teach the most practical self-defense in the world. But it's also the most misunderstood thing. I know that the word, unfortunately, most people don't understand what it means. So a big part of leadership to me, besides the attitudes and attributes and the superpowers we've already talked about, are also the leadership lessons that allow us to lead our own lives and help others lead their own lives. So to lead our own lives and to lead others to better lives for themselves, through leadership principles that we teach. For example, the law of the process, which I already alluded to earlier, which is that excellence happens daily, but not in a day. Kanai, which is constant and never-ending improvement. The idea that good enough is the enemy of excellent. And while I'm better today than I was yesterday, I'm not as good as I'm going to be tomorrow, right? And we have to teach our kids this attitude and how to actually use Perry, another one, plan, act, review, and improve, to make sure that they're constantly improving. We're either green and growing, right, or ripe and rotten. And we have to teach work ethic, which I believe is another. It's a leadership principle, and that is something that was very, very strong in previous generations, and still is in many people today, but it's our job to teach it to our kids. We have to teach them, leadership standards and communication skills and teamwork skills and so much more. Leadership, the ability to lead oneself and others well, is an important secret to self-esteem. Number 6 secret is reflection. And this is what I mean by that is, I think that it's imperative that we all possess the ability to quiet our minds sometimes, to get away from the distractions of the world, and to sit and reflect, to go inside of ourselves and discover what things we're happy about, what things we're not, what things we're doing well, what things we're not, what things we want to improve, to reflect upon our lives. And so I called the secret here reflection, and it is. Reflection is a huge part of it. The other part of this secret of reflection is the ability to reflect and then decide and determine where and how we want to change, who we want to be, who we want to become. This is all an important part of self-esteem, because it comes from an important principle, which is extreme ownership, another one of the leadership principles, honestly, that we teach, which says that if it's to be, it's up to me, right? And so the reflection, what I'm really saying is this: more than ever, especially if you happen to have an older youngster, a teenager, more than ever, like, our children are bombarded with negative external forces, the news and social media. And I mean, there is craziness going on in the world today, and that is not the purpose of this paper. But I know that you have experienced and know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately, I have seen firsthand here in the dojo how this mentally affects some of our children. So when I say the power of reflection, I mean, it's the ability to sit down, and this is where it ties to self-esteem. It's the ability to go within and say, no, I am not that just because you say I am. This is who I am. Or to say, in another case where there is some truth, to say, this is an area I need to work on. So this is reflection. We have to teach this value to our kids. And while it's, again, all of these are things that we're really, really good at in my dojo, but it's also things that we as parents are charged and challenged to reinforce and do at home. And then number 7 is faith. And I'm using faith in the universal sense as well as in the specific sense right now. And what I mean is we have to raise up our children to have faith in themselves, to have belief that, yes, I can. Here at my dojo, at the very, very last, at the end of our end of class student creed, we call it our black belt creed. We ask 3 questions, right? And the third question is, what are the 3 most powerful words? And all the students go, yes, I can. This is belief in self, confidence, the superpower, and faith, as I'm using it here, as the 7th secret towards self-esteem. Faith in God. And then faith in, these are some more leadership principles that we teach here, but they're leadership principles that lend themselves to faith during the hard times. Because one of them is life is 10% what happens and 90% how we react to what happens. And another is that everything happens for a reason and it serves me well. Now listen, I'm going to wrap up this for today, and I hope that these 7 secrets to developing self-esteem in your children has been incredibly useful to you. But I also want to, in this closing, well, I want to share some things, and then I want to challenge you with some things. And here's the sharing. Like the system that I built at Krav Maga Martial Arts to develop black belt leaders, to raise up strong, healthy, happy, confident adults from children and from teens and from adults. When I opened this dojo 21 years ago, about the same time as I had my first son, I remember holding it in my arms at the grand opening. He had just been born. These ideas were just a hypothesis. They were a hypothesis based only on my feelings and my beliefs, the things that I had observed, the things that I had experienced in my raising up, in my martial arts experience, in my military experience, through my academic education, but they were a hypothesis. Now, 21 years later, I have had the honor and privilege of raising up so many incredible black belts, so many great young people, and even black belts that are now bringing their children back to us, the next generation coming through to keep doing what we do. And in my own sons, but in all of these black belts, I have seen the actual success, and many have seen the success. And in fact, I could share with you the success stories from parents and the black belts themselves, and I would be more than happy to do that. My challenge to you is this: to take what you have learned today and decide what you're going to do with it. Decide what areas you're going to improve yourself as a parent. Decide what areas you need to improve in your interaction, your education, and in raising up your children. And decide in what areas you'd like some help. If you haven't already read my book, I hope you'll get a copy of it, because here I talk through how we develop those superpowers. Each chapter, the first 6 chapters, are the foundational superpowers that I talked about: focus and respect, and discipline and confidence and gratitude and vision. 7th chapter is about the child or you discovering and developing your own unique superpowers for your own unique calling that God placed upon your life. And then, hey, if you're not yet already a student, I hope that you'll opt in to come in for a 2-week free trial and orientation into our program, our Leadership Development Academy, that also happens to teach the most practical self-defense in the world. By the way, it's a family program. Another great thing you can do for self-esteem with your kids is to come train with them. The family that kicks together sticks together. And I can tell you that for the last several years, all my classes are family classes where the whole family trains together. And black belts, getting their black belts tied together on the stage is a whole level of confidence, self-esteem, accomplishment, and feel good for the whole family. I look forward to meeting you soon. I hope this one pager has provided you great value, and make it a great day. Prepare to live, empower to lead.